Hi friends, let's read Peppa's First Encyclopedia. Let's learn about English. Clever communication. Communication is the many ways people share their thoughts with others. We all communicate differently. Talking. Mummy Pig says, "Are you looking forward to playgroup, Peppa?" And Peppa replies, "Yes, we are going to paint pictures." Singing. Happy birthday to you. There are many different songs we can sing to communicate with others. Gesturing. Waving hello or goodbye, just like Candy Cat. Pointing at something, just like what Peppa's doing. She's pointing at Teddy. And a finger on the lips means be quiet, just like Zoe Zebra's doing. Listening. An important part of communicating is listening. When we listen carefully, it is easier for us to understand what people are trying to communicate. Lots of languages. Some of Peppa's friends speak other languages. Let's look at how they say hello. Bonjour, that is hello in French. Ciao, that's hello in Italian. And hello, that's hello in German. Sign language. Some people who cannot hear use their hands in facial expressions to communicate. This is called sign language. To say hello in British Sign Language, wave the hand you write with next to your face and remember to mouth hello as you do. Reading and writing. Reading is a way of getting meaning from a text. Writing is putting what we want to say on paper or a screen. Here are some times when people use reading and writing. Books. Mummy Pig is reading the book that she wrote to Peppa and her friends. Letters. Delphine Donkey says she is coming to visit. News. Daddy Pig likes reading newspapers to get information about current events, and he uses his reading glasses when he reads the newspaper. Signs. It says Potato City is this way, Mummy, says Peppa. She's read the sign that says Potato City. Postcards. Kylie Kangaroo is writing a postcard to Peppa from Australia. She uses a pen and stamp for her postcard. List. Writing a list helps Miss Rabbit remember what to do next. Cards. Pedro Pony loves reading the messages in his birthday cards. He opens up the card and it's inside of an envelope. Brilliant Braille. Braille is a way of writing using raised dots that can be read by touch. This is useful for people who are blind or have difficulty seeing. Each pattern of dots represents a letter, number, or punctuation mark. Describing words. These words give us extra information about objects, animals, people, and more. There's a rainbow in the sky. A rainbow can be described as colourful, bright, beautiful. Peppa loves jumping in muddy puddles. Mud can be described as sticky, thick, wet, or brown. Opposites. Adjectives that have opposite meanings like big and small are called antonyms. It is a hot day. It is a cold day. A racing car is a fast vehicle. A tortoise is a slow animal. Baby Evie has a very loud voice. The library is a very quiet place. The treehouse door is open. The treehouse door is shut. Words for place and position. These sort of words are called prepositions. They are useful to describing where something is. On. The red block is on the blue block. In. The pom-poms are in the jar. Above. George is above Susie Sheep. Under. Everyone is under a big umbrella. Between. Peppa is between Danny Dog and Mandy Mouse. Next to. The book is next to the pencils. Behind. Madame Gazelle is behind George. In front of. Pedro is in front of Freddy Fox. Our next topic is maths. Counting. Knowing number names and being able to count forwards and backwards in order is important for learning. Let's count from 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done, friends. Here are some key counting skills you can use in practice. When counting in order, the last number you say tells you how many things there are altogether. How many vehicles are there on the road altogether? Well, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 vehicles altogether on the road. When you count, you always say the numbers in the same order. Which numbers are in the wrong order here? Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 8, 10. Number 9 and number 8 are in the wrong order. 8 comes after 7 and 9 comes just before 10. Count each thing in a group only once to find the answer to how many. How many cupcakes are there on the plate? It can help to touch or point to them as you say the number names. Let's count the cupcakes that Daddy Pig has. Shapes. Shapes are all around us. The number of sides or corners a shape has is its properties. Here are some names and properties of some common shapes. 2D shapes. 2D shapes have length, which means how long they are, and width, which means how wide they are. Freddy Fox says, this shape has a long curved side. It's a circle. Susie Sheep says, this shape has 4 corners and 4 sides that are all the same length. This is a square. Gerald the Giraffe says, this shape has 3 sides and 3 corners. This is a triangle. And Candy Cat says, this shape has 4 corners, 2 sides, and 2 short sides. This is a rectangle. 3D shapes. 3D shapes have length, width, and height, which means how tall they are. This is a cone. This is a cylinder. This is a sphere. This is a square base prism. This is a cube. And this is a cuboid. Have you ever seen any 3D shapes before? Comparing and measuring. Here are some useful maths words you can use to describe and compare the size, shape, and mass of objects. Wide. This is a wide castle. Narrow. This is a narrow tower. Big. Daddy Pig has a big ice cream. Small. Peppa has a small ice cream. Full. The bottle is full. Empty. The bottle is empty. Light. This balloon is very light. Heavy. These weights are very heavy. Short. This is a short caterpillar. Long. This is a long worm. Have you ever used any of these words before? Telling the time. Time helps us to structure our lives. Clocks tells us what time of the day it is. We can also measure time in days, weeks, months, and years. Times of the day. Morning. Peppa and George wake up from sleeping in their beds. It is morning time. Afternoon. Peppa and George and their friends are at playgroup with Madame Gazelle. It is the afternoon. Evening. Peppa and George and Mummy and Daddy Pig are eating dinner at the table. It is evening time. Night. Peppa and George are in bed getting ready to go to sleep as they yawn. It is night time. Some clocks have moving hands to tell the time. The short hand points to the hours and the long hand points to the minutes. The hour hand is at 8. The minute hand is at 12. This is what a clock looks like, and this is the clock face. There are 24 hours in a day and 60 minutes in an hour. That is a lot of time. Peppa can tell the time on her wrist because she is wearing a watch, which is a small clock that fits to her arm. There are 7 days in a week and 12 months in a year. Let's learn the 7 days in a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now let's learn the 12 months in a year. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. This topic is all about creativity. Awesome art. Art is a great way of expressing your ideas and feelings. There are lots of ways you can have fun making your own artistic masterpieces. Here are some types of art Peppa's friends and family enjoy doing. Painting. Daddy Pig enjoys painting. He uses a paintbrush, a canvas, which is on an easel. He uses a palette, which has different coloured paint on it. He has painted a lovely picture of a tree. Drawing. Peppa's friends are at playgroup. They are drawing different pictures. They use crayons, pens and paper for their drawing. Photography. Rebecca Rabbit and Mummy Rabbit are having fun taking some photos. They use a smartphone and they use a camera. They are having their picture done by a photographer. Junk modelling. Peppa is with Mummy Pig and they are making something fun. They use sticky tape, scissors, glitter, glue and card, and they have made an amazing castle. Wow! Crafting. Emily Elephant, Wendy Wolf and George Pig have made some masks. They use feathers, straws, pipe cleaners and pom-poms for their amazing mask. Making music. Music can be anything from clapping your hands to playing lots of musical instruments together. Here are just a few types of musical instruments. How many do you know? Electric guitar, maracas, acoustic guitar, drum, saxophone, cymbals, recorder, triangle, tambourine, accordion, trumpets, bongo drums, violin, and piano. I wonder if you've played any of those instruments before. Pulse, tempo, and rhythm. All pieces of music have a pulse, a tempo, and a rhythm. A pulse is the beat of a piece of music. The sounds in a pulse are the same length. The tempo is the speed of a piece of music. It can change, getting faster or slower as the song goes on. The rhythm of a piece of music is the pattern of sounds and silences of different lengths. Peppa and her friends love playing with music instruments at playgroup with Madame Gazelle. Storytelling. Peppa loves making up her own stories. Mummy Pig is a writer and she has taught Peppa the special ingredients for a brilliant story. The setting is where a story takes place. Characters are the people who star in the story. Action is the things that happen in a story. The ending is how a story finishes. It is also called the conclusion. Perfect poetry. Poetry is a type of writing or performance created by a poet. There are lots of different types of poetry, and it often feels musical, like the words to a song. One way poets can do this is by using rhyme. Let's look at a poem Danny has written using rhyming words. There once was a goat who put on a coat and boarded a boat in the hope it would float. Did you notice that the words at the end of each line rhymed? Goat, coat, boat, float. They all sound alike. The next topic is my body. Your amazing body. Your body is made up of many different parts that help you move, think, and live. No two bodies are exactly the same. Everybody's body is special and unique. Leg, knee, foot, ankle. Head, ears, nose, eyes, teeth, cheek, and mouth. Arm, elbow, finger, hand. Body, chest, hip, tummy. What's inside your body? Your skeleton is made of hard, strong bones. This holds your body up in its shape. You can see bones on an X-ray. Look, Peppa's having an X-ray. You can see the bones of her arm and fingers. You have over 600 muscles. Wow, that is a lot of muscles, friends. They are attached to bones and pull or push on them to move different parts of your body. Your brain is an organ. It is in charge of your body and tells it what to do. Other examples of organs are your lungs and your heart. Because your brain is very important, it's important to protect it. So when you go on a bicycle ride or you're on your scooter, always wear a helmet to protect your head. A balanced diet. Food gives us energy and helps us to grow and stay healthy. To have a balanced diet, we should try to eat a range of foods from these different 5 main food groups. Fruits and vegetables are full of vitamins and minerals that help our bodies fight sickness. Proteins help our bodies grow and repair themselves. Carbohydrates give our bodies energy to move and play. Dairy, as well as dairy alternatives, make our teeth and bones strong. Fats and oils help our bodies store energy. Out of all these foods, I wonder which ones you like the most. Trying new foods. Peppa loves trying new foods. Here are some she's tried and liked. Dark chocolate, olives, spinach, and samosas. I wonder if you've tried any of these foods before, friends. Keeping active. Being active and moving your body is a great way to keep healthy and have fun at the same time. Let's look at some of the ways Peppa and her friends and family like to keep active. Mandy Mouse likes to play basketball. Pedro Pony enjoys cycling. Grandpa Pig plays golf. And George likes football. Wendy Wolf and Mandy Mole love dancing. Richard Rabbit and Edmund the Elephant do gymnastics. Emily Elephant enjoys hula hooping. Peppa is ice skating. Peggy the Panda likes running. Mummy Pig is scootering. Belinda Bear is skateboarding. Zuzu Zebra enjoys skiing. Delvin Donkey loves skipping. Freddy Fox is swimming with Miss Rabbit. Susie loves to play tennis. Danny Dog always enjoys walking. And Candy Cat is doing yoga. Personal care. Peppa and George know they must look after themselves to feel their best. Ways to take care of yourself include keeping clean, getting enough sleep, and much more. Peppa and George brush their teeth when they wake up in the morning and before they go to bed at night. They use their toothbrush and toothpaste. George loves having a nice bubble bath or shower. Here he is in the bathtub. There's lots of bubbles and his toy duck and his towel for when he gets out of the bathtub. Peppa washes her hands regularly, especially after using the toilet, blowing her nose, or before eating. She uses the soap and the water to get her hands all clean. She always washes her hands at the sink using the tap. They go to bed on time for a good sleep, so they have energy for the next day. Here they are lying in bed, getting ready for the night, yawning, feeling very sleepy. Getting dressed. When Peppa and her friends get dressed, they need to pick the correct clothes for different types of weather or activities. On a hot day, Mandy might wear sunglasses, swimsuit, and sunscreen to protect her skin from the sun. At playgroup, Zoe and Danny might wear. Zoe sometimes wears a dress and shoes, and Danny will wear a t-shirt and shoes. On a rainy day, Peppa might wear a rain hat, a raincoat, and welly boots for jumping up and down in muddy puddles. On a cold day, George might wear a woolly hat, scarf, coat, and warm boots to keep himself warm in the cold. At gym class, Gerald might wear gym kit and trainers. Perfect for gym class. The next topic is our world. Exploring Earth. We all live on planet Earth. On the surface, our world is made up of big land masses called continents and huge areas of water called oceans. Around the world, there are patterns of weather that stay the same over a long period of time. This is called a climate. Tropical climates in places such as jungles are wet and warm. They can be found in the continent South America. Arid climates in places such as deserts are hot and dry. They can be found in the continent of Africa. Temperature climates have warm, dry, and summers and cool, rainy weathers. They can be found in the continent Europe. Mountaintop climates are usually cold and windy. They can be found in the continent Asia. Polar climates are very cold and icy, and they can be found in the continent Antarctica. There are 7 continents on Earth: North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. Wonderful weather. Weather is the word for all different temperatures and conditions in the sky outside, such as sunshine, clouds, or rain. Sunny. When the sun shines, its rays warm up the air and the ground. It's perfect weather for playing in the paddling pool. Raining. Rain is water falling from heavy clouds. It's cold and wet, but good for making muddy puddles. Yay! Cloudy. Clouds are made from lots of little drops of water coming together in the air. Foggy. Fog is very low cloud close to the ground. Thunder and lightning. Thunder is a loud sound caused by a flash of lightning heating up in the air. It is noisy, but it can't hurt you. Windy. The movement of air blowing around you is called wind. It can be anything from a light breeze to a strong gust. Perfect weather for flying a kite, just like Danny Dog. Snowing. Snow is made up from small pieces of frozen water that fall from clouds on a very cold day. Rainbow. Rainbows are made when the sunlight shines through water droplets in the air. What a beautiful rainbow! I wonder what your favourite kind of weather is. Animal habitats. A habitat is the sort of place an animal lives in. Here are some of the examples of different habitats where animals can be found. Forest. This is a forest and it is cool and damp. There in a forest you will see snails, beetles, worms, spiders, and birds. Desert. This is a desert and it is hot and dry. There you will see a desert tortoise and lizards. South Pole. The South Pole is cold and icy. There you will see whales and penguins. Jungle. This is a jungle and it is warm and rainy. There you could spot butterflies, tree frogs, sloths, and monkeys. Animals at night. Lots of animals are awake in the day and asleep at night, but some are only awake and active during the night. These are called nocturnal animals. They include owls and bats. I wonder what your favourite animal is. How plants grow. Plants are very important. They give us food to eat and they create oxygen, the gas that we breathe. By looking after plants, we look after ourselves and the planet. One seed. A plant starts its life as a seed. A seed usually needs soil, warmth, and water to generate or begin to grow. 2. Roots. First, roots sprout out from the seed. They grow down into the soil and take in the water and food. They also help keep a plant in place. 3. Seeding. Next, the plant's first shoot comes out of the soil and then leaves appear. The sun's light on the leaves gives the plant food and energy to grow. 4. Plant. Some plants like these sunflowers grow flowers. Others can grow fruits or vegetables. Brightly coloured petals attract insects to flowers. By going from plant to plant, insects help plants to create seeds. Colours. Peppa and George love using lots of different colours in their paintings. How many coloured names do you know? Red, yellow, green, blue, orange, purple, pink, white, grey, black, brown. Mixing colours. Red, yellow and blue are called primary colours. Primary colours cannot be made by mixing other colours together. When you mix two primary colours together to make a new colour, the new colour is called a secondary colour. Yellow and blue make green. Yellow and red make orange. Red and blue make purple. Colour wheel. This is a colour wheel. Can you spot the three primary colours? The secondary colours, purple, orange and green, sit between the primary colours that make them. The colours opposite each other on the colour wheel are called complementary colours. They look brighter when they are used next to each other. Vehicles. Our world is a big place. Luckily, there are lots of amazing vehicles we can use to travel across land, sea and sky. Bus, van, car, taxi, train, choo-choo, ship, tractor, motorbike, boat, submarine, helicopter, aeroplane, hot air balloon. Some vehicles are designed for a specific purpose. A fire engine has a long ladder and a hose to help rescue people and put out fires. Mr. Labrador's ice cream van is a shop on wheels. I wonder which one of these vehicles that you've travelled in. Our last topic is all about emotions. Big feelings. Our feelings are experiences inside of us that are always changing. It can help to name our emotions and notice how they make us feel. Peppa is feeling cross that her teapot has tipped over. I feel very hot and cross. I want to shout. Gerald feels happy when he plays the guitar. I have a big smile. It feels good. Danny is feeling scared of the thunderstorm. I feel cold and shivery, and I have butterflies in my tummy. Susie is feeling sad that her play date with Peppa is over. I feel very upset and I want to cry. Emily is feeling shy at playgroup. I feel unsure and I don't know what to say or do. Pedro in the hospital with a hurt leg is feeling worried. I feel very wobbly and unsure. I miss my mummy and daddy. Mandy is excited to go on a ride at Cheese World. I want to wiggle and talk and smile lots. Rebecca is disappointed that she did not win the race. Although I thought I would win, I didn't. I feel a bit sad and floppy. Dealing with emotions. Sometimes emotions can be a little bit tricky. Luckily, the children have learned some very helpful ways to deal with difficult emotions. Feeling cross. Taking slow, deep breaths and counting to 5 can help you when you feel cross and need to calm down. Let's try that together, friends. Breathe in and breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah. Feeling shy. If you are feeling shy, you can use toys to practice a conversation until you feel comfortable. Emily Elephant sometimes feels shy, so she's using her teddies and talking to them. "Hello, how are you doing today?" she says to her toy frog. Feeling sad. Talking about your feelings with a trusted grown-up can be helpful, especially if you're feeling worried or sad. "I'm feeling sad and want to cry," says Susie Sheep. "That's okay. We all feel that way sometimes. Would you like a hug?" says Susie Sheep's mummy. 5 things. If you are feeling worried or have a busy mind, you can try the 5 things game to help you calm your thoughts. First, count 5 things you can see, then 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Here's Petro Pony practicing the 5 things. "I can taste ice cream," he says. Making good choices. Making good choices with your behavior is important for all sorts of reasons. When we choose to treat people with kindness and respect, it is easier to make friends and it makes the world a better place. Good manners. When someone does something nice for you, it is good manners to say, "Thank you." When you ask for something, it is polite to say please. "Please, can I have the purple crayon?" When you leave somewhere, it is nice to say goodbye. "Goodbye, Candy," says Danny Dog. At school. Behaving well at school is a good choice. When you need the toilet at school, you should raise your hand. If your teacher is talking, you should listen carefully. If you find something difficult, you should ask for help. Helping others. It is kind to offer to help others when you can. "Can I help you with the shopping, Mummy?" says Peppa. "That would be lovely. Thank you, Peppa," says Mummy Pig. If you see someone is left out, it is kind to ask them to play. "Would you like to play with us, Freddie?" says Rebecca Rabbit. That is very, very kind. Being kind. It is kind to share your toys when playing with friends. "Dinosaur! Grrr!" says George. He is playing with Richard Rabbit and they are sharing their dinosaurs together. It is kind to take turns and wait patiently for your go. That's the end of the story, friends. I hope you enjoyed this book, Peppa's First Encyclopedia, and learnt lots new facts. Subscribe for new stories, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!